Hey, Divine Ones, it's LATOYA, your life coach and your motivational speaker. I want to welcome you all to this episode of the podcast, Divine Destiny with LATOYA. I want to tell y'all if I sound a little stopped up, y'all, I've been kind of feeling a little bit under the weather, but hey, that don't stop nothing. The grind's still going. The purpose don't stop. And I absolutely love what I do. So it doesn't feel like work at all anyway. So, I mean, you can't stop a person from just being themselves. So, doing this is just like me being myself. So, yeah. So that's why I tell y'all all the time to get in your purpose. Cause I'm telling you, when you in your purpose, it won't matter that you're sick. Okay. It won't matter that you're hungry. It won't matter that, you feeling a little under the weather or whatever. You still gonna press forward. You still gonna go on with it. And one thing I've noticed is when you working a job, you look for excuses. But when you in your purpose, you look for a way. I'm like, no, bye devil with your ugly self. I ain't finna be in no situation where I can't work my purpose, where I can't work my gift. Nope. I ain't gonna let nothing sit me down. I ain't gonna let nothing stop me. I may sit down for a day or two, but I'm coming back. And when I come back, baby, I come back even stronger. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to get into your purpose, to start operating in your gifts, because there are no sick days. Okay. When you in purpose, there are no sick days. So getting right on into this episode, I want to talk to my queens. And in this episode, I want to tell my queens don't chase. Okay. And when I say queens don't chase, I mean queens don't chase a man. Never chase a man. Never do that. Okay. It makes you look desperate. It makes you look unstable. It makes you look crazy. And it's not the characteristic of a queen. A queen does not have to run behind anybody. A queen does not have to chase a man. And I want to break this down and just really give my queens some examples so you can understand what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about physically chasing a man. I'm not talking about he's running down the street and you running behind him. I'm not talking about physically chasing. But I want to explain to you what chasing looks like, okay? Because a lot of women will say, well, I don't chase no man. I don't chase. But I'm not talking about in the physical aspect, okay? So let me explain to y'all a few characteristics of what chasing actually looks like. When I say chasing, I mean calling too much. Yeah, I know that done been some of us. I know that done been me a couple times, beloved. Calling a little bit too much. You so used to him answering that phone, and you call that phone and he don't answer that phone, and I'm gonna show him he gonna answer. He gonna answer this phone. I bet you I get him to answer this phone, or I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna show out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. That's chasing. That's chasing. Okay, calling too much, blowing up his phone, 99 missed calls, 100 text messages. I mean, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Queens don't do that. That's a form of chasing, and queens don't chase. Calling him more than he calls you. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you're married and this is your husband, I'm not talking. I'm this. Understand that marriage is a whole nother ball game, y'all. When I do these episodes, I'm primarily talking to the singles. I'm primarily talking to the women that are in the dating phases and in the relationship phases. I'm not talking directly to my married queens, because marriage, I've been married before, and the Lord has not called me to marriage ministry right now. So, I have to stick to what the Lord has called me to. He done called me to speak to the singles in this season. Okay. So marriage ministry is not completely off the table. The Lord just ain't called me to that area at this point in time. Okay. So I'm primarily talking to my single queens. You should not be chasing a man. You should not be calling him too much. You should not be blowing up his phone. You should not feel entitled, like every time you call his phone, he has to answer. First of all, like I said, you should not be calling him more than he calls you. One thing I heard Tony Gaskin say, and it really stuck with me, he said, you have to let him lead in love. And that's just it. Like, as women, we have to understand how to take a few steps back and let a man be a man. Let him be the man. Men are natural born hunters. It's the way that God made them. They are hunters. But they can't hunt if you're not giving them something to hunt. So y'all excuse that noise outside. I think that's my trash truck coming by. But yeah, men are natural born hunters. But can you blame them if you're not giving them something to hunt? They're gonna go find something to hunt from somewhere else. So don't be so available. Don't be sleeping with the phone next to your ear. You jumping at the phone. It's way past your bedtime. You knocked out sleep, but you got the phone on sound and you waiting for him to call. And when he call, you jumping up. Hello, 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 hello. No, I ain't sleep. No, I ain't sleep. I've been waiting. Y'all, the trash truck would come like as soon as I start my episode. I ain't doing no editing in this episode, y'all. So y'all just know that noise is the trash truck. But yeah, going back to a queen now, sleeping in the bed with her phone next to her ear. As soon as that phone ring, she don't even let it ring twice. It don't even get down to the second ring. Hello? Hello? No, I wasn't asleep. No, I wasn't asleep. I love to stay up at night. I be up all the time. You might well just like call me a vampire. You know what I'm saying? Because I be up all night, and then and he like, well, when do you sleep? And you like, well, I just sleep whenever I can. It ain't really no big deal. Yes, it is. You got to be to work at 6:00 in the morning, and he done call you at 1 a.m. You ain't heard from him all day, and he done call you at 1 a.m. and you jumping up to get the phone talking about, oh no, I ain't sleep. The devil is a lie. That's chasing. That's chasing. That's desperate. So the Lord revealed this to me. Us as queens, we got to reposition ourselves. We got to get our mindset right. Get your mindset right. That's what the Lord was telling me. You got to get your mindset right. Get your mind on track with your purpose. Find out what you are gifted at doing. Set you a schedule and stick to your schedule. Don't you come up off of your schedule for nobody. Don't, unless it's your kids or it's, your mom or a family member and they need you. It may be an emergency or whatever. But if it's your kids, of course, it doesn't have to be an emergency. But anything your kids need, unless it's something like that. But for other people, do not break your schedule. Do not come up off of your schedule for nobody. Set you some boundaries. Okay. A queen has boundaries. Queen gonna say, you don't call my phone after 8:30 p.m., 9:30, 10:30 p.m., whatever your time is that you unwinding and you getting prepared for bedtime and preparing your mindset for the next day and stuff. You may be writing in your journal. And that's another thing. Get you some activities set up. Don't be telling those stories now. Don't be lying, trying to act like you're busy, but you need to actually be busy. Like, get you some activities set up. Start planning your day. Pack your day full of productive activities that you can do, like writing in your journal, like meditating, like reading your scriptures, like praying and talking to God. Like, you could be mentoring a young lady, a young teenager. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, you think that you so messed up that you can't help somebody else, but there's a young lady out there that needs what you got. There is somebody else that's even more broke, busted, and disgusted than you are. And they need the knowledge that you done learned along the way. And so you got to understand that that's purpose too. Purpose is about what you can do to help somebody else. Okay. Purpose is, you cannot be a selfish, single-minded person and be in purpose, because purpose really has nothing to do with you. It involves everybody else. It involves you using what you have, you taking what you're gifted at doing and using it to serve other people, to help other people. That's purpose. And so God revealed to me that these are the type of things that we got to have our minds on, and not have our minds on chasing a man. So you're not going to be calling him 99 times a day, calling too much, because that's a form of chasing. You're not going to be calling him more than he calls you. Let him lead in love. If he send you a good morning text or he call you, okay, that's great, that's wonderful. Let him call you the next day too, and the day after that, and then after he done call you a few days consistently, then you can give him a phone call. You give him a phone call. And then after that, you let him you let him reciprocate. You give him room to reciprocate and let him come back and call you the next day. Call you the next day, call you the next day. And then you ain't got to do it like that literally, but you get what I'm saying. You let him lead in love. You should not be calling more than he calling. You should not be texting more than he's texting. Okay, because like we said, that give off that desperate vibe, and that give off that oh, I just really need a man, or oh, where you been all my life, and then it make it look like you are not productive and you just don't have anything to do. So, like we said, you're not gonna lie, but you actually gonna have something that you're doing. Stick to your schedule. If he texts you or call you while you're doing one of your scheduled activities, you do not break your activity. If you know you said you're going to write in your journal from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and he call you or he texts you at 8:05, you're not picking up that phone. But you're going to sit right there and you're going to write in your journal. Because I'm going to tell you what they got going on. They not going to break their schedule. They not going to break their schedule. If they said they playing the game with their boys, or if they said they going to go shoot hoops from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and you call him, you're not gonna get an answer. You may not, I'm talking about in the dating phases, you first meet this person, okay, and he may answer, he may not answer, because he has a schedule that he's on. You know what I'm saying? He's not obsessing. And so that's the mindset that women and queens have to get, is to not obsess. When you're the prize, you know that you don't have to obsess. Another form of chasing is when the woman sets up the dates. Queens don't do that. Queens ain't like, Queens ain't calling him, asking him what his schedule look like. Can you fit me in? When I'm gonna be able to see you? When I'm gonna be able to come to your town? Queens ain't going out of her. Queens are not going out of their way to go and see him, or driving a distance to go and see him. No, that's too much effort. That's too much effort. One thing that I have learned: if a man wants you, he will come and get you. If he wants you, he will come and get you. I don't care if he got to take a bus, a plane, a train. I don't care if he got to drive cross country. If he wants you, nothing will be able to keep him from it. Do you hear me? It'll be like Nettie and Celie on The Color Purple. Me and you will never part. Okay? Ain't no ocean, ain't no sea. Keep my woman away from me. That's the way he'll be. Do you hear me? But men are not being that way because they feel like, okay, I got this woman that's all over me. You know what I'm saying? She checking for me. She following my every move. She doing this, she doing that. She changing her status on Facebook and all this stuff. So he feel like he ain't got to be the man. He gonna let you lead. He gonna let you do, you know what I'm saying? So step back, let him lead in love. Give him the space to hunt. Give him the space to chase. Now, when I say let him chase, I don't mean that you play hard to get. If you know you don't want this man, then you leave him alone. But if you're interested in him, then you let him know in a nice way that you're interested in him. And that could just mean you smiling at him. You smiling at him. Or when he buys something for you or he does something for you, you say thank you. Or when he calls you, you answer the phone. Or when he texts you, you text him back. That's you showing him that you're interested in him. That's all he needs in order for him to keep chasing you. He just need to know that you're interested and that you like him too. You do not have to try to play tag with him and, oh, I'm going to show him how much I really like him. I'm going to show him. No, you let him lead. You let him lead. And you understand that a queen does not chase. A queen ain't setting up dates. If he wants you, like I said, he gonna come to where you are. He'll call you and see when you're available. He'll set up a date for you. He'll set it, y'all, or either y'all will set up the date together. But it won't be you completely all by yourself having to set up a date. No, that's a form of chasing, and queens don't chase. Okay. Another characteristic of chasing is when you pop up in places where he at. Don't do that, queen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be talking about I'm finna ride by here and see if he at work. He said he worked from 7 to 3. I'm finna ride by him. Okay, it's 10:30. Why his car ain't up here? No, queens don't do that. Queens don't do that. Queens don't pop up. Queens don't pull up. Queen ain't got time for that because Queen is in her purpose. Queen is living her life. And Queen ain't got time to be popping up, to be showing up, to be doing this, to be doing that. Because see, when you go to popping up at places, you don't know what you gonna find, and then you gonna be to end up in jail somewhere, or somebody could seriously be hurt. Because if you popping up, that's because your intuition is giving you that inkling or that clue that something ain't right, that something is going on. Because what you popping up for? So understand that, first of all, you need to follow your intuition. If y'all ain't watched that video on my YouTube about always follow your woman's intuition, y'all need to watch that, because you need to go always follow your woman's intuition and understand that you ain't got no business popping up at different places where he say he at. Wherever he go or wherever he at, let him do what he gonna do. Let him go where he gonna go. I done learned you cannot try to stop a person from being who they are. Let these people be who they are. And then when you just sit back and observe who they are, and then you move accordingly. But you can't take your will and will somebody else to do what you would will them to do. Like, it don't work like that. You just got to let people be who they are. And if they don't fit who you are, then you just got to go. Y'all got to part ways. So queens don't pop up. Another characteristic of chasing is going public all over social media. Going public all over social media before he done said anything. This is the biggest form of chasing that I see today. And it done happened to me before too. Oh yes, beloved. It done been me before. You never go public on social media before he do. Don't you do that. Don't you do that, because one thing that I learned about men, most men gonna keep their options open. If they're just dating you, or even if they in a relationship with you, and it's the first couple of months, they gonna keep their options open, because they looking at you like, I don't even know if you're gonna be in my life 5 years from now. And then they also might be saying, I ain't finna take myself off the market. You know what I'm saying? I can meet Mrs. Right tomorrow. And then she can look on my Facebook page and see you. And yeah, so men are taking their time. They're gonna vet you. They're gonna, make sure that you pass every single one of their little tests that they silently putting you through. And then they still may not put you on their social media. It takes a man a while to get to that point to where he's gonna do that, because when men do something, 9 times out of 10, when they make big moves like that, they treat that's a very serious step for them. Women don't take that so seriously. Women are just like, okay, I just want to show off with somebody. I just want somebody to see me going on vacation with this person, or see me at the beach with this person. Women are checking in. They doing this, they doing that. That's chasing, and queens don't chase. So do not go public all over your social media before he does. Remember, you got to let him lead in love. If he ain't posted you, don't you be posting him, because that makes you look desperate. That makes you look like you're just really needy for a man, or really needy for attention. It makes you look unstable. It doesn't give off queen vibes at all. At all. So never go public. Don't be trying to introduce him to your family. Definitely don't be introducing him to your children. Y'all need to be dating and in a relationship for at least a year, for at least 12 months before he can even see your children from afar. But up until that point, your kids don't even need to know about him. Now it's gonna be some difference of opinions on this, because some folks feel like, well, I need to go ahead and introduce him to my kids, because if my kids don't like him, this, that, and the third. But see, that's the thing. You trying to look for excuses to keep him. I heard Tony say this too. He said men look for reasons to leave. Women look for excuses to stay. And that's what we do as women. Queens don't do that. Queens ain't trying to find reasons to keep a man in their life. Queens just looking for a reason to X him out of her life. Like, I'm just waiting on you to give me a reason. I got my track shoes right here, baby. They hanging right here on the wall. I'm just waiting for you to give me a reason, because that's the way he gonna treat you. That's the way he's gonna treat you. If he's truly a man, he values himself and he has morals and standards and values. He ain't just gonna link up with anybody just to say he got a woman. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have boundaries and standards, and he gonna be looking for a reason to not just purposely every day, oh, I'm just looking for a reason to X you out of my life, but at the same time, they're not afraid to say bye. So you should not be afraid to say bye. Okay? Stop looking for excuses to keep a person in your life. Put yourself first, put your purpose first, and understand that as a queen, you do not chase. Last one, y'all. Another characteristic of what chasing looks like is when you change your relationship status on Facebook before he does. That happens a lot too. That happens a lot too with women. Women are so quick to change their Facebook status, from single to in a relationship. I don't even think it's so much as about actually being with the man. I think it's about showing everybody else that she has a man or she can get a man. That ain't the way. That ain't the way. That ain't the way, because at the end of the day, are you truly happy? Are you truly being fulfilled? Are you living in your purpose? That's what really matters. That's what really matters. It's not whether you going from single to it's complicated to in a relationship or whatever. And you know what? That's not even anybody's business. That's not even anybody's business. I personally don't even agree with people having their relation unless you're married. I personally don't even agree with people having their relationship status on Facebook. Unless you're married, it's just not anybody's business. Now that came from growth, because I used to be that woman that, oh, I'm finna change my relationship status. But after my mindset shifted and I took a deeper, closer look at what that actually means, it's just you inviting more spirits, more evil, wicked spirits into something that should be intimate and personal between you and that person that you're getting to know. Y'all are building a foundation, so it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. So why would you want to invite everybody in to what you have going on, and you haven't even given it the time to form the foundation yet? So that's a form of chasing also, and queens don't do that. Queens ain't rushing to go to their Facebook status to change their Facebook relationship status. They not rushing to do that. So these are just a few forms of chasing. There's so many other different forms of chasing out there. So if you're a queen, I just wanted to do this episode to serve as a reminder to let you know, if you're a single queen, that queens do not chase. Okay. A queen is a woman that walks in her purpose, that operates in her gifts, and she understands that she does not have to chase, but everything that's meant for her, all she got to do is stand still, work on herself, develop herself, and understand that everything that's meant for her will attract itself to her in divine timing. Okay. So I love y'all so much. Y'all be blessed. Remember what I always tell you: if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. With God, all things are possible. This has been LaToya Okia, your life coach, your motivational speaker. I love you to all of my divine queens, and I'll check in with y'all next time.